Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Bumba here, back with a new video today. So today's video is the one we've all been waiting for, the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale haul. Okay, so it's finally come, quite a hefty box. I did say I wasn't going to get too much this time round, but famous last words. Okay, so just to give you a quick breakdown of my buying habits with Vinegar Syndrome. Okay, every year they do two sales, every 6 months, halfway to Black Friday and a Black Friday, where they drop all their titles down by 50%, apart from the ones that came out before the last sale happened. So anything that was 6 months or newer wouldn't be on the sale, but anything else after that would. So I'm always about 6 months behind with my Vinegar Syndrome releases because I don't ever buy them at retail price. They're a bit like Domino's these days. They charge you the most ridiculous retail prices, but then when you get the offers, then it's more of a normal price that you'd expect to pay. So yeah, when it says 50% off these days, you're still paying a standard Blu-ray or 4K price. I gotta be honest, but it's Vinegar Syndrome in it, so you've got to have it. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm usually about 6 months behind, but this time round I really wanted to smash the back catalogue. I really wanted just to get all the films that I knew were good or I'd seen on streaming or somewhere before, but I haven't bought because, they haven't got a slip cover, or they've just been out for a couple of years and I've just gone for the newer stuff with the slips or the limited edition so they don't sell out. But this time round I thought I'm going to ignore the 4Ks to start with. I'm just going to get everything from the back catalogue that I need, because once that's done, then I can just focus on new releases that I want. So yeah, so this is a good video for anybody who's new to Vinegar Syndrome and just starting collecting, because some of these films are classics and you might not think to buy them if you go on the website now, because like I said, they're towards the end of the site, the last couple of pages, they haven't got slip covers anymore, so you might just crudely ignore them. So I'm just going to get the box open. Try not to go too tough because I've got a cup of tea on the table that's rocking. Don't want to spill tea all over my new Vinegar Syndromes. Alright then, so we got a box full of cool stuff here. So like I said, a lot of his back catalogue. There is some newer stuff here as well though. There was some stuff that I knew was going to sell out, so I had to grab it. And there's also like some re-release stuff and whatever. So we'll just do it package by package then. Gosh, that's a big, God, these are big packages. Usually they do like 4 in each one. It's quite a lot in here. Alright then, so this looks like a cool one actually. This is all the stuff with slips. I'm going to put that to one side a minute. I'm going to start off with this pile, because this looks like a pile of back catalogue stuff that hasn't got slips. So it is just the standard releases. But the films are so good and you can't get them on any other label. So, you've got to have them this way or you just don't get them at all. Alright then, let's try and start with the waffle then. First movie up. Now, yeah, I've been really looking forward to this one. I think this is from the 70s. This is called The Candy Snatchers. Okay, so when this first came out, it did have a lovely slip cover and everything, but you just won't get it anymore. So it's from 1973. It looks like some sort of grindhouse exploitation movie. I think it's about people who kidnap someone's, people who are rich, they get a child kidnapped for a ransom. I've heard this is really good. There's a handful of people whose word I take as gospel on Vinegar Syndrome releases, one of them being Master Chaos and a few others, Graham from Man vs. Film. And I think they've all said this is really good. So yeah, here we go. That's the first one up, The Candy Snatchers. Okay, then this one, I can't speak highly enough of this film. You may not have seen it or heard it, but it's got a good cast. Malcolm McDowell. Alright, so it's called The Caller. It's a bit of a two-hander, okay? It's about these two people and they meet and they're just playing each other in like a sort of game, and when it's all revealed at the end, the twist is really good. You wouldn't expect it, no way. And yeah, it's just a great film. It can work a bit like a theatre show, a bit more than a movie, because it is only the two characters in it, but honestly you won't get bored or anything. It really will grab your attention. So it's from 1987. I'd never heard of it, but every time I was searching the best movies on Vinegar Syndrome when I first started collecting, this one always came up. So I found a stream and I watched it, and yeah, it was really good. So since I seen that stream, I couldn't wait to get it in the collection. So 2K scan, it says on the back. It's got loads of special features. I tell you what I should do. I should tell you if it's region locked. So this one's region A. So this is locked. The caller's locked. So you've got to have multi-region or you won't be able to watch it. Now see, Candy Snatchers is multi-region. See the where am I going? See the 3 like globes there? So that one's okay. You can watch that anywhere in the world. But the caller, just be careful. It is locked. Okay. Now this one, you'll wonder why I haven't got this film, because this is my favourite film on Vinegar Syndrome. Out of all the ones I've ever watched, this is my favourite. Alright, this film is amazing. The artwork's amazing as well. It's called Blood Games. I'm fuming that I missed it on the slip, but when it came out with the slip, I had never even heard of the film or seen it. It was only then that I decided to watch it again after seeing it come up on numerous lists as being one of the best films. But obviously it's awesome. It's from 1990, where it's about these girls. They're a baseball team and they're playing a charity match against these guys, and the guys don't like it because they lose. I'm not joking. It just goes haywire out of nowhere. It starts off, the very start is in the middle of the game, and this guy, he walks up to this bird, pissed off because he's losing, and he smashes him over the head with the baseball bat. You've never seen anything like it. And they're all just going, oh, you shouldn't have done that. He nearly killed her, like, it's hilarious. But then it goes on then, like, because it's like a charity match, they're supposed to collect money at the end, and the guy won't pay up. And so it's about the girls and their coach then trying to sort of steal the money, and then they get chased by them all and everything. They're gangsters, they are, like, they sort of run the town. And yeah, but it's just really, really, really good. This is the one you need. If you only ever buy one Vinegar Syndrome release, this is the one, okay? This is Blood Games. And unfortunately, it's locked to region A. But the majority of us have got multi-regions this time, so there's no reason for you not to check it out. Or you may be able to find a stream like I did anyway. Okay, now this movie's got a similar title to some other movies, so I wasn't sure if I'd seen it or not. It's called Witch Trap. There's a movie in there with like a guy on the front with like a grey beard, and he's got like green things coming out of his eyes, but I think that's called Witchcraft, and that's the movie I was confusing it with. So this is called Witch Trap. This is from 1989. It's got Lena Quigley in it, so that's pretty cool. It's multi-region, so you could pick this one up and watch it in the UK on any Blu-ray player, so that's good news as well. I'm not really sure why it's about. It looks like some sort of demon witchy movie. Clues in the title. So yeah, Witch Trap. This is another one that I hadn't heard of, but people have told me it was good. It's called The Hearse. It's a bit of a gothic horror, this one is. It kind of reminds me of an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that I seen years ago, like about this prom queen in a taxi. It gave me that sort of vibe on the front, don't know if you're familiar with that. So luckily this one is multi-region, so you could get this one if you want. You can't get a slipcover anymore, although they did release a special one. You can only get with the point system, like 1,000 points, but I didn't bother. Okay, so anyone in it famous? I can't see that there's any names that I recognise in there, so yeah, The Hearse. Now this is the one, okay? When I was younger, there used to be there used to be a shop at the end of the street. It was a newsagent's, but they had a selection of videos. He had like a main wall with all the best ones on, and then he had like a back wall with like just all old ones that he couldn't really like rent out anymore, and he would rent them out for like 25 pence a night, or he'd sell them for a £5. And he always had this film, and it looked grotty. It was covered in dust. It stunk. But I was just mad for horror films. It was called The Children of Ravensback. I always remember renting it. I bought it off him for a £5 in the end because I was renting it so often, I may as well had. And oh my God, it shit me up. I used to watch it loads, but I used to have to sleep in my mum and dad's bed for a couple of nights after watching it. And it just disappeared then. I never heard of it, but I could always remember the title because I owned it. And then anyway, I found it on Vinegar Syndrome, but it has an alternative title, the cheeky buggers. It's just called The Children, not The Children of Ravensback. So this is wicked, I'm telling you. I'm going to laugh when I watch this now because I said I used to be scared of it, because I figured out at a later time, you know, it's a trauma movie, for God's sake. Like, it's about these kids anyway. They're on the school bus, and they drive through this toxic smoke, and it messes them up. And all I can remember is like it turns their nails all black. That's how you can tell if they're affected. And then what they do is like they just go up to the parents, and like every time they hug a parent or put their hands on the parents, they just sort of disintegrate, turn into this skeleton, and just rot into the floor. Yeah, and like I said, it used to just freak me out. So I can't wait. This is the one I'm watching. And as soon as this video is done, this is going on. So this is from 1980, so that doesn't surprise me, because I was born in 81. I probably started renting videos from about 86, 87, so that's why it ended up on the top shelf in that shop and forgotten about, because it'd been there a few years. Multi-region, so happy days. I can watch this in any room in my house, so that's good to know. Nobody famous in it. It says it was shot back to back with Friday the 13th, sharing some of the same crew. It's got an EV score from Harry Manfredini, who's the one who done the Friday the 13th score. So yeah, so that's got some what's the word I'm looking for, like strong links to it in the horror world, I suppose. But yeah, so this is the one anyway, and it's produced by the guy who produced Luther the Geek. So this is called The Children, or as I know it, The Children of Ravensback, and I just can't wait to watch it. This was a bit of a last minute one, to be honest. I usually would have skipped past this movie, but I was watching the stream of Master Chaos, and the guy on it, Bullet Blake, who I quite like, he said this film's really good, and then they all started saying it was really good then, once they got on the subject. I think it might be Brad Pitt's first ever movie. Cutting Class. It was a slasher. I was looking at the cover, I would have thought it was a teen comedy, but I suppose the title, Cutting Class, is a bit of a giveaway. So it's made in 1988. This one is multi-region, so you can watch it on any Blu-ray player, so that's good. Like I said, it's got a good cast actually, because it's got Roddy McDowall in it from Fright Night, Martin Mull from Roseanne, can't say I know that is actually, Roscoe Pallenberg, oh that's the director, he directed Excalibur. Obviously he's got Brad Pitt in it as well, Donovan Leitch, The Blob, and Jill Sholin from Popcorn. Okay then, so yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. I assume it's just some sort of slasher, but yeah, cool, Cutting Class. Okay, this is a movie that I would just never have heard on in my life if it wasn't for Vinegar Syndrome and the good people who put their sort of list site on the internet for people to read. So this always comes in like the top 10 best ones. This is a movie called Incubus. Okay, now there's some slight issues with this movie because when you look at the inside artwork and stuff, there's like a blue demon on there, like this guy, but he isn't in the film. It's just weird, but luckily the saving grace is still that the film's really good. So it's made in 1981, year of my birth. It's multi-region, so you can watch it on any player. It's described as an intense and disturbing supernatural slasher. Alright, it's directed by John Huff, who done Legend of Hell House and American Gothic. It stars John Cassavetes, is how you say his name. I know him, John Ireland. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this one. I did watch it before and really enjoyed it, but it's one of those movies that I watched it and then kind of just forgot what happened in it. I only remember the blue demon not being in it. So yeah, I'm going to stick that one on again soon. Incubus. Right, now this is a movie I've seen as well, because once again, I sound like a broken record, but this always makes the top 10 best Vinegar Syndrome releases as well. And I've seen this one on streaming because I heard some things I wanted to see. It's called Deadline. Oh, it's really weird. I can't remember everything about it, but it's about this writer anyway, and the stuff he writes starts to come to life. Like, it's really weird. But it's this scene, and they're in a not a nightclub, like a mosh pit type place. You know, there's a band playing, so it is like a bar, but it's like a band playing, millions of people on the dance floor, whatever. I can't even believe these words are coming out of my mouth. But whenever the band play a song, the crowd shit themselves. It's some sort of like hypnotic link between the band, and they can make people shit themselves by playing a certain song. So yeah, it's just got to be seen to be believed. It's made in 1980, so anything goes then. It's multi-region, so you can watch it on any Blu-ray player. Okay, so it's a Canadian horror cinema. It's directed by someone called Mario Azzopardi. Can't see it have anyone famous in it. Oh, it's got some guy, Stephen Young, from Soylent Green and Patton. I'm trying to read a bit more of the synopsis, but it's just a weird film. It's just hilarious, so gotta watch it. Deadline. Okay, then I think this is takes the title from Master Chaos's favourite film on Vinegar Syndrome. Another one I watched on streaming because it comes with such high regard. Yeah, it was really good. It's called Sudden Fury. Okay, so this is about a guy. I can't really. You know what happens? His car breaks down and he leaves his wife to go off. And then I think when he comes back, his wife's gone. Sounds a bit like breakdown, but it isn't also like that because him and his wife, they're not getting on, like, you know, sort of thing and whatever. So it says a riveting and criminally underseen Hitchcockian thriller. So yeah, so it is really good. Just trying to see if there's anyone famous in it, but it doesn't say any of the actors on the back, just the guy who made it, Brian DeMood. Oh yeah, Dominic Hogan. I've never really heard of him. But anyways, really good film. Really on the cat and mouse on the edge of your seat. Sudden Fury, well worth watching. And it's from 1975. And it's multi-region, if I didn't say that already. Alright then, so that's the first batch done. So now, like I said, they're just a load of back catalogue titles. They've all been out for about maybe 4 or 5 years. I don't know how long Vinegar Syndrome's been going for. I know they started with all the erotic stuff, but then I think they moved on to movies maybe about 4 years ago. So I guess that's sorted anyway. God, it's warm. Okay, so then we'll grab this one here. This is a single title, but it's a chunky one. Okay, so this is called Homegrown Horrors Volume 1. So this is a lovely box set. The artwork, oh crap with this, the artwork is sublime. With all there's three films in there. Look, and then there's the titles of the films there. And they're all low budget. They're all like student filmmaker type movies. I watched some of the clips of the special effects, you know, they're horrendous, but they just look really cool. It's what I'm into. Like, you know, I can't pretend anymore that I like all this big budget Hollywood stuff, because I just don't. You know, my collection, I'm getting rid of it all. Like, I just want this trash, and that is it. So there's the back here. Look, he looks a bit like Pumpkinhead up there. Just looks amazing. And then it's the same on that side as well. And then it's a wicked box set. You open it up like that, like the television terror one does. And then you've got your 3 films in there then just to slip out. And then they're all individuals there then. So you've got that, what's it called? Beyond Dreams Door. And that is 1988 and is multi-region. So happy days. Then you've got Winter Beast. Guy looks like Pumpkinhead. That's from 1992. This is the one I've seen the clips on. You might be able to see the special effects by there. If I can hold it up for long enough. Look at this. But it's multi-region as well. So yeah, it's only over 70 odd minutes as well. So what's the arm? And then this one then, Final Exam. This one looks like it got the best budget by looking at the screen grabs on the back. This is from 1988. Made by someone called Jack Snyder. It's multi-region. So this box set is multi-region. It's going to be awesome. The televised terror one was awesome. I hadn't heard of any of those films, and all 3 of them were brilliant. So I ain't worried that this is going to be a waste of money or anything. So when this first came out, it would have been about 65 quid. And then you obviously know it's 50% off with the sale, and it's been out a while, so there's a bit more off it. So I think I probably only paid about 20, 25. But there's a volume 2 out now, but I left the volume 2 there because it's still a little bit pricey, so I'll wait till another price drop. It shows no signs of selling out, so I just crack on with this one now. And just to say, the other one is solely giallo slasher type based, which I'm not massively into, I gotta be honest anymore. I am into them, I've seen so many of them, you know what I mean? Alright then, so here's another big one here. We may as well just get this one out of the way. I think everybody probably owns this one who collects on Vinegar Syndrome now. I'm glad I bought it because I used to say it was a bit of a chick flick because my mum used to love it, but it's sold out, so I'm glad I got it. So obviously that's Roadhouse. So people have paid big bucks for this, do you know what I mean? When it first came out, everyone wanted it because it is wicked. Mine, the artwork's amazing. If it had been a different film, I might have been as desperate for it as well, but you know, I'm just not a massive Patrick Swayze fan. However, you know, it looks amazing, and you know, it was about 45, 50 quid when it first came out, you know, so to pick this up for like 25 quid now, it seems like a real good deal. So it's got like a magnet strip there to keep it clipped tight. I'm not going to waste too much time on it because it'd probably be unboxed to death on YouTube when it first came out. But, you know, it is just amazing. Like, you know, you get the old school slip in there, but it's all embossed around the character and the writing. And you've got your booklet, and you know, anyone who knows me knows I'm a sucker for the neon colours, like the pinks and the greens and the blues. So if I see an image like that or like that, you know, I'm going to be all over it. Alright then, so that's Roadhouse. I'm not sure when I get around to watching it, but I sure will. Okay, so now this looks like an odds and sods pile here, really. We've got some stuff with slip covers and some stuff without. So and just before we do those, there was something else in here. I think it's just advertising though. Oh, right, actually, I bought 2 limited edition slip covers, okay? They've recently done these new slip covers for these 2 films. Battle for the Lost Planet and Hell Comes the Frog Time with Roddy Piper. The front's not that good, but the back's great. A frog in pink undies. So these like a recommission, or they're done now just for this sale. And they were only like £6 each, so I thought I'd buy them. And then I'm not one of these people, mind, who buys things to stop other people from getting them so I can sell them on eBay. But I just thought, for the sake of £6.50, they weren't going to sell out. If I only sell them for like £20 each on eBay in the future, you know, it just helps me towards the cost, because everyone knows it's expensive buying these movies. So if anyone is interested in them, or they own these films without the slip covers, or you can just wait till the next sale now and buy the standard releases of these films for like £10. And then you can hit a brother up for the slips, but I'm not going to be letting them go super cheap unless that's all they're valued at. They might not sell out, so they might not gain any value. Who knows? Worth the risk, I think, for £6 each. Okay, so another back catalogue one. They weren't all caught up in there. So this one I've heard good things about as well. Obviously, no chance of a slip. It's called Cthulhu's Mansion. It's from 1992, so that's not so bad. Getting into the early 90s. I don't recognise any of the cast in it, but it is multi-region, so you can watch it on any DVD player. It says one of the last films directed by Spain's notorious Juan Pica-Simón, who directed Slugs. It's a H.P. Lovecraft-inspired chiller. It does say, despite its 90s production date, it's firmly rooted in aesthetic score and creature effect work of prime 80s Euro horror. So yeah, happy days. So yeah, like I said, multi-region, 1992, 92 minutes. forward to watching that one. Okay, then another back catalogue one. Again, a film. I probably wouldn't have picked this up on the cover because I don't really like the cover that much. But everyone tells me how good it is, so I just didn't want to leave it there for the sake of the 8 or 10 quid that it costs. So it's called Night Beast. You might recognise another cover of this, which would be more appealing to me. It's just like a guy sort of in the mist with a bicycle next, a bicycle with a motorbike next to him and like a helmet on, looking cool and mysterious, you know what I mean? But on the front here now you can see there's a fucking total monster on there, so I really don't know what the synopsis is on this. It says a dazzling display of lo-fi ambition from Baltimore-based cult filmmaker and underrated auteur Don Dollar, who directed Alien Factor and Fiend. Got some stunning animation techniques apparently. Multi-region, so you can watch it on any one. 1982, good year. 81 minutes, so yeah, that's Night Beast. Okay, now unbelievably, I wouldn't have bought this film, but this was the very last thing I ordered about an hour before the sale finished, because I didn't read, I was watching a YouTube channel. I think his name's Aaron Pym. He's an American guy, check him out. I think his channel name is just his name, P-Y-M his surname. And he was saying that this film is about to sell out. I think they had like 60 copies left and they were flying. So I just thought, rather than to buy it on bloody eBay at a later date, I'll just grab it now. Jack Frost. So I have seen this once. I know it's got Shannon Elizabeth in from American Pie, and there's a bath scene where she strips off. So worth the £7 just for that. So 1996. So again, a good year. I like movies from that year. It's got Shannon Elizabeth in, like we said. I don't recognise anybody else in it, but it's obviously not the movie with, is it Michael Keaton? Jack Frost, that one. But this is the horror one. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this. I might leave it for Christmas, but I probably won't, to be honest. I'll probably check it out because it's just cool as. So yeah, Jack Frost, and I think that's sold out now on Vinegar Syndrome. Same as Roadhouse sold out, so you won't get that anymore, unfortunately. Okay, now a film I only seen for the first time about 7 months ago, and I'm fuming with myself because I loved it. There's a bit in it that's so funny. It's about these kids and they're all orphans living in this home, and the one guy, he's Asian or whatever. It's Miami Connection, in case you didn't guess. And like, he can't say the word orphan, so he's like, we are all orphans. It just kills me every single time. So it's just a cool film. If I look at this, you think it's a big over the top action movie, but it's quite set in more grounded sort of thing. It's like about school kids and bullies as well, like, you know what I mean? So the back's wicked. So it's a spine. It's one of these amazing ones that's got the side loader, and then you take it out and you've got the other slip. So it's like the slip on the slip. This is the guy. We are all opens. It's the funniest line I've ever heard. And then is this there then. This one's multi-region, so you'll be alright if you want to get it. 1987, so good year again. Anything sort of from like 82 to about 98. I like when they remaster them, you know. I think movies, they look great from that sort of 15-year span. Yeah, so Miami Connection, like I said, I have seen that one, so I probably won't be the first one I watch again, but I'm definitely going to be watching it soon because it is hilarious. Okay, and then there was a bit of a deal with this one by Vinegar Syndrome. If you pre-ordered this movie, they prioritise just shipping. It doesn't seem, for when the sale comes in, it doesn't seem like a great thing, but last time I waited about 7 weeks, so I thought, sorry, I'm going to order this movie and get the priority shipping. And it also meant, because I ordered this like 2 months before the sale started, I'd already paid my $17 for shipping, so when it comes to the sale, all the money I had was mine. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have to worry about any more shipping. So it is Showgirls, okay? So the front is a little bit bare bones, I would say, for Vinegar Syndrome, but, you know, I've said it a million times, it's the colours, the pinks, the blues, the greens, the neons. I'm just all over it. It's just so my thing. So it's a bit subtle. There's this hot girls there thing, but I think it kicks ass inside. I've stayed away from unboxing videos because I wanted to have the sort of surprise myself. So like Roadhouse, it's got the magnetic strip on the side and it's pink. And then, oh yeah, exactly. I knew they'd save the good artwork for inside. So you've got this picture of Elizabeth Berkley here, buns on the cover. Exactly what we want. You've got your booklet. So I won't waste much time on it because it's probably been unboxed to death. And then you've got that slip, it's just amazing. The back is amazing. And then you've got the original artwork there. and there'll be a reversible one as well, I have no doubt. Alright, so this is region A locked. I don't know about the 4K. I always thought 4Ks didn't have a region lock, but Screen Factory have just released People Under the Stairs with it, so you've got to be careful. But anyway, I got a feeling this would be multi-region on the 4K, but just double check. Alright, so it's not an amazing film. I've watched it a few times when I was younger. Like, I always remember the bit where she's forced to rub ice on her nipples to make them stick out a bit more. And there's the black guy in it who I like. I think his name's Alan. I want to say his name's Alan Payne in real life, but I don't know for sure. But he's a really good actor anyway. He's in it, so I don't mind him. Yeah, so Showgirls. And then I just showed these off in slip form, but I also did buy them as movies because I didn't have them. So this is Hell Comes to Frog Town, and then lift him up. And then there's the film. So that's the original artwork now. So you could buy this on Vinegar Syndrome as a solo title maybe, or on eBay. And then you can get the slip covers if they haven't sold out separate, but if they have all sold out, then you are a bit screwed. So this is multi-region, 1988. I think most people know about this film anyway, don't they? There's a big cult following for Rowdy Roddy Piper. So yeah, Hell Comes to Frog Town with an amazing limited edition slip. Like I said, these weren't the first press slips. These are new ones, especially for now. And then the other one then is the same other one I showed you, Battle for the Lost Planet. But sorry, I just remembered there's two films on here, so you get two films for the price of one. So Battle for the Lost Planet, and then the other one is Mutant War. Alright, so just obviously sci-fi movies, low budget, but whatever. And it looks wicked, Battle for the Lost Planet on the inside. But then they can always make the covers look weird. It doesn't really tell you anything from Mutant War unless the pictures are combined. Actually, yeah, I think maybe that might be Mutant War by there, and then this might be Battle for the Lost Planet. So yeah, I'll have a look at these. It's got chock full of Ray Harryhausen inspired stop motion, so I'm definitely up for that. No budget battle sequences. Vinegar Syndrome presents these two nearly impossible to see rarities on disc for the first time anywhere in the world. So even though, you know, as far as like sort of big budget Hollywood classics go, it ain't one, you couldn't get more far away from one, you know, you still probably haven't seen this, so that's appealing alone. So I look forward to watching it. Multi-region, both films, so you can watch that anywhere. And like I said, you can buy the slips separate or whatever if they sell out. Get your cash out, pay bumper. Okay, and then before we go on to the last stack, I'm going to do this. I've run up quite a lot of customer points over the last two sales with Vinegar Syndrome. Most people use them for the limited edition slipcovers. They had about 6 to choose from. I did own one of the films, The Uninvited, without a slip, so I could have easily used the points for that, but I just wanted something, I don't know, like, I could, well, I don't want it to like a wear out in public to show that I was a fan of Vinegar Syndrome, because I have to sort of shake, you know, tell you don't shake it from the rooftop sort of thing. So I got this baseball cap. Here we go. So that was actually 2,000 points. So when you work out the point system, if you equated it into value, it would be £200. But obviously it don't work like that, because the more stuff you buy, you get further up the tiers and they give you like double points and get extra points for reviews on your birthdays and stuff. So it's easy to build them up. But I got this. I got to say, not the best quality. I can't say I'm massively ecstatic with it. I thought it might be at least like sort of thick, like with a, this is just thin. I thought they had one of those like ones you adjust on it. It's just Velcro. But still, it's still a baseball cap for Vinegar Syndrome. I'll only wear it knocking around anyway, maybe on some live streams and stuff. So there we go. And then the last pile then, so this is all the stuff that came with slip covers. And then, like I said, then I'm done with the back catalogue really. I'm done with any sort of older ones that still got a slip cover. So the next sale now, we can just look at stuff that came out in the last 12 months really. And I think I'm going to probably get to the position after the next sale where I'm on top. And, you know, obviously I won't buy it at retail price, so I'll always be 6 months behind. But if I decide to do the membership in the future or anything, you know, then I wouldn't have to worry about any back titles anymore. So that would be good. Alright, let's have a look what we got here then. So first one we got then, again, this one came with good reviews from people I trust like Master Chaos. This is called Reform Schoolgirls. Okay, I don't really know what it's about. I don't really like the slipcover that much, to be honest, but I've just been told it's really good, so I'm always willing to take the chance. Okay, so what does that say? So young, so bad, so what? Nice thick slip as you used to. Covers a little bit better there, with that sort of school teacher type woman at the top. So multi-region, so you can get your freak on it in any country. 1986, 94 minutes. Directed by Tom DeSimone, done A Concrete Jungle. I can't really see anyone else famous in it, to be honest. Someone called Pat Ast, who used to be something to do with Andy Warhol. I don't know. I just waffled a bit. So that's Reformed Schoolgirls with a nice slipcover, multi-region. Look forward to watching that one. So this is just another one I just grabbed because it still had the slipcover. I haven't heard anything about this one, whether it's good or bad or what, but to say I got the slip, it was at half price. So Frightmare. There's some sort of vampire, supernatural. It looks a bit like Doctor Strange, I guess. Cool slip though, and then it's like on the back there. It's like some guy's head on the floor with a bird on top of it. Don't really know what that's symbolic for. Oh, there's quite a cool cover there. It's like all these like hands. Don't really know. A bit like on the Labyrinth. Tagline says experience terror as cold as the grave. It looks a little bit different on the bottom of this one to the other ones. It's still got all the information, but it's just laid out a bit different. So it's multi-region, so you'll be alright with that. Yeah, it doesn't really say much else, really. 1981, 86 minutes. I got a feeling this is a standard definition kind of remaster, because it doesn't say anywhere on it that it's a 2K or 4K, and then down the bottom it says SDH. I don't know if that stands for like standard definition or what. But anyway, you know, it was a Blu-ray nonetheless, so I'll check that out. I don't mind if you look a bit crusty anyway. Frightmare. Okay, another one I grabbed just because they still had the slipcover, and it's half price. It looks like a slasher. Graduation Day. I do like the slip on this one, actually, quite old school. Bit of a Friday the 13th vibe about it. And then it's got like this shot on the back. Like I said, I think it's a slasher. It says there were 200 seniors at Midvale High and 7 days till graduation. So it's not giving much away. Again, it hasn't got the, it's not laid out along the bottom like some of the other ones, but it is multi-region because it says all. I've never seen that before, but there's a circle, a globe with all wrote in it, so that's fine. It is a 4K restoration this time. It looks like someone dies in school or something, and then this people are stalked by the killer. I just don't know. I have to watch it, eh? But graduation anyway, and that bit was cool as well. I didn't comment on that bit, the front cover. Okay, this is what I bought because it had a slipcover, but I've also been told that this movie is really good. I nearly bought this on the last sale actually, but it didn't make the short list when I culled a few titles. But anyway, it's called The Lamp. Just an amazing slipcover. That's what I mean. I can't believe I didn't buy it before. Look at the designs on that, like the detail that's gone into those monsters. It looks like some sort of genie of the lamp thing. That's all embossed as well. It says on the back, "Make a wish if you dare," and the guy's bent over backwards. So I'm not really sure. The inside cover's the same as the slip. It probably would have a reversible art. It's region locked, unfortunately, so you can only watch it in America. It's directed by Tom Daly, who directed the Editing, or is that another name for this film? I'm not sure. So it's got cult actor Jackson Bostwick from TV Shazam and the Prey. I'm not sure if I recognise that name or what, but anyway. So I don't know what it's about, so I'm looking forward to watching it anyway, The Lamp. Okay, so I've got a 4K title here. I didn't buy too many 4Ks this time round because all the ones I want are fairly new. A couple of old ones I want, like Scanner Cop 1 and 2, but I'm gutted that I missed the slips on them because they come in nice, like a double pack with a slide, and it's just so much better than buying the 2 single titles. But I will end up getting them sooner or later. But I'm just holding on for a repress of that box that it comes in. But apart from that, you know, like I got most of the Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks that I want. So this one is Freeway anyway. So yeah, I had never heard of this film with Kiefer Sutherland and who's the female actress in it? Reese Witherspoon, I think I want to say. But when I seen Vinegar Syndrome, I'd put it out on for pre-release. I had a little look into it. I thought it looked cool, so I did find a stream to watch it. But I fell asleep. But I did see this. So this is crazy shit. So this is like Kiefer Sutherland. Is it Kiefer Sutherland? Let me just check the actors on this because I think I've said a couple of names. I could just be so full of shit. So it's got Reese Witherspoon in. I was right about that. Yeah, and it's got Kiefer Sutherland in. And it's got Bokeem Woodbine in as well. Wolfgang Bodison from A Few Good Men. So yeah, so there are some good people in this. It's 1996, 104 minutes, but it is region locked. I was saying it has a 4K though, so you might want to do your research just quickly because those couple of locked ones have come out recently, but you should be okay with Vinegar Syndrome Freeway 4K. I don't know if Video Tasties will be watching this, Gareth, but he put this film up on his Instagram page the other day, and I told him he had a wicked release from Vinegar Syndrome, The Doll Squad. Okay, there's 2 films on here, I think, The Doll Squad and Mission Kill Fast. So they're both just 70s Charlie's Angels type rip-off. But I mean, I love that slip. It's just absolutely amazing, the design on that one. It makes me want to watch the film, even if I know the film's crap. Then you've got that one there, then on the inside, which isn't so great. So Doll Squad's 1973, a foursome of female agents. So yeah, so just like Charlie's Angels. And then Mission Kill Fast is a martial arts film with Tiger Yang. Can't say I've heard of him. So Mission Kill Fast is 1980, Doll Squad's 1973, and it's multi-region, so you would be able to watch that on any DVD player you wanted to. Okay, and then the last 4K that I bought, I think, yeah, last 4K that I bought. I love this film. It starts off really ropey. You start off and it's like an astronaut in a ship, and all you can see is like the sun, and it's dirty, the screen, like, you know, the film print, and it looks horrendous. But then when the 4K kicks in, I looked online, you know, it's one of those, like, you can use as a reference title because it goes from looking shit to looking amazing, like a bit like Django. So yeah, so anyway, The Incredible Melting Man, look at that artwork on there. I remember my man Trev got this a long time ago when it first came out. He didn't even have 4K capabilities at the time, but you know, it was worth getting in case it sold out. So yeah, like I said, I've seen this film, I love it. The special effects are amazing. When he's in the woods and he's all melting by the cabin and he's got the shotgun, like, oh, it's just awesome. Can't wait to watch this one now. So it'll say region A, but like I said, it's 4K, so it should be multi anyway. I don't really need to waste much more time on it. Incredible Melting Man. I think people know of it. It's quite a popular film. I think you can get it on Arrow in this country on Blu-ray. It's from 1977. Okay, then unfortunately, I think this is the last title. Okay, this one I bought because they repressed the slipcover on this, and it did sell out, but then they brought it back. So I thought I may as well get it while they repressed the slipcover. It's got John Saxon in it. So this is called The Bees. So this is obviously just a man against nature movie. Killer bees, wicked slipcover on it. Yeah, cool artwork inside as well. Could be mistaken for Candyman really with that artwork. So it's from 1978. Like I said, it's got John Saxon in it. It's also got John Carradine in it as well. It's directed by Alfredo Zacharias, who's done Demonoid. It's from 1978, 92 minutes, and it's multi-region, so you can watch this anywhere in the world if you want to grab it. I say the slipcover is really nice. You can always do these slipcovers justice on these videos because you can't see the embossed. But if you look at it sort of in the light, you can see that the characters are, it's only slight, but they're embossed a bit more to the cover. So that's it. So that's everything I bought from the Vinegar Syndrome sale. And there's quite a lot there, I've got to be honest. But I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with my purchases this time around. I didn't sort of get myself rung up in loads of debt to get it, you know. I managed to save up and wheel and deal a few bits and bobs. So yeah, so all in all, you know, I'm happy, my wife's happy, so my life is happy. But what I've been doing recently, and I'm going to put a separate video up on my channel later because my channel's having a bit of a rebrand and I just want to get into some bits and bobs, made some soul searching I've been doing recently. But anyway, I've been introduced to the wonderful world of eBay and buying stuff secondhand and selling stuff secondhand. So I've been going through my collection and I've been getting rid of stuff that doesn't really suit, you know, match my movie needs. Maybe stuff I bought cheap just because it was cheap, or a movie I bought, they turned out to be crap. So anyway, I've been selling stuff on eBay and then I've been buying stuff on eBay. So recently I sold my 4K Deep Impact because I thought the film was crap. I'm not going to get into it, I know people love it, but I really didn't like it. So I bought it for 20. I sold it for £17.50 on eBay, and I managed to buy for £20 this Vinegar Syndrome release of Freeway 2. So this will go with Freeway 1 now that I got. So now I've got them both. So I won't have to worry about this one next time there's a Vinegar Syndrome sale. So that frees me up to buy something else. It's been watched once. You know, I trust when the guy says he watched it once, because that's what I do lately. I watch a film once, and if I don't like it, I'll sell it on. So I can believe that it has only been watched once. There's absolutely zero damage on the slipcover. He sent it in a lovely box. He even put the bubble wrap in between the discs to make sure it didn't fall out. So there we go. So I got that for 20 quid basically. Well, I basically swapped it for Deep Impact, which I'm happy with. And because this is still retailing for about 35 on Vinegar Syndrome's website. So, you know, it didn't make the sale this time because it's too new. So I was really, really happy with that, I got to be honest. You know, like I said, I've gone onto eBay not to make money, you know, there's no financial restrictions, but I just thought in my head, if I can swap titles that I don't want for titles that I do want, you know, I'm not losing anything in my collection, but I am getting better films, so that's fine. And then exactly the same story as that one really. I sold a couple of Blu-rays that I had no intention of watching. I had a couple of like horror films like Coco Da. It was just horrendous, but I know there's a market out there for it, so I managed to sell it for about 7 quid. You've only paid a £5 for it. And I managed to get Raw Force on Vinegar Syndrome for £7. So the guy sold me this. I knew it wouldn't have a slipcover. The slipcover sold out ages ago, and I know you can get it on 101 Films over here. It'd be a little bit more than £6, £7, or maybe like getting a sale for that price. But you know, it's another one for the Vinegar Syndrome thing. And again, it was in a box. I don't really people get these boxes from, because when I sell stuff, it goes in a fucking padded envelope. But it's 2-disc set. Absolutely wicked, like, for Vinegar Syndrome. I've heard this film's wicked as well. I recently watched Robot Trick, so that's putting me into these crazy sort of Asian movies. It says Vinegar Syndrome presents this quintessential piece of early 80s sleaze, newly restored for the first time on Blu-ray. So I can't fault it. So yeah, so I basically swapped the crap Blu-ray that I'm never going to watch again for a Vinegar Syndrome. I can't see me ever going to CX again. No, I've started selling stuff on eBay because you get much better value for your stuff on eBay than what CX will give you. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to waffle on that. Like I said, I'm going to have a separate video up on my channel about the same time as this one that goes into a lot of stuff like that. So if you're a bit fed up of collecting, or you're in a bit of a rut, or you're a new collector and you're looking for some advice or whatever, check that out. Anyway, so I've been Bumper. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in about 6 weeks when I watch all this Vinegar Syndrome stuff.